So hello everybody, welcome back. I have a question for you. Who is your favorite brother or sister? Because you might need to pick one. And then you're like, what? What is that has to do with food? Oh hell, you will realize soon enough. So anyway, so grab your coffee or tea, and I hope that you can have an answer for this one. And I'm going to share with you several tips about that. This one is about food. And anyway, if you wanted to share a coffee with me, you can do that in the link down below. Thank you very much. And if you wanted to help me out, you can also send an Amazon gift card. The email is down below. Thank you very much. The PayPal account is also down below. And I'm thinking about doing another book about food, specifically during hard times, because I have made a lot of points. This is a reproduction list. So in order for this to make sense, I do try to make each video independently so that they make sense. But if you want to learn more, you might want to watch this list from the beginning. And you might need to do this with a pen and everything, because food implies a hell of a lot of things, including you choosing your favorite brother or sister. And then you're kind of like, yeah, right. So here is the deal. How do you deal with food shortages and with buying food at full price and all of that? So, companies that work with food, as in restaurants and food suppliers, like companies that make food, like I don't know, let's say Kellogg's or something big, companies like that, or supermarkets and stuff like that, they will offer deals to their employees. Now, the deal to the employees may be, for example, that if you work in a restaurant, you get to choose the leftovers so that you can take them home with you. Now, choosing leftovers from restaurants might not sound very healthy or whatever, but quite frankly, for some people, that is a very good choice, because they get to get food home, something that is already prepared. They don't have to deal with trash. They don't have to deal with cooking. They don't have to deal with the propane. They only have to deal with, cooking this thing a little bit. And sometimes they will share it with neighbors or other people. And then, if you're worried about sanitation or whatever, all you need to do is cook it very, very well, or hell, for all I know, you make it into a paste and then you fry it. There are ways to deal with this. And this one, will help you get fresh food. And then you don't have to deal with the hazard of, going outside and standing in line for hours, not knowing what the hell are you going to be able to buy, and all of that. And then you don't have to deal with, that much time for cooking. And the food, it will taste very good most of the time. And sometimes the leftovers are from plates, and others are from actual leftovers that they have in the kitchen. That it's just a waste of food. And sometimes you can take that just to feed the animals at your house, like whatever. So they will also offer you discount vouchers, or they will offer you food while you work there. For example, if you work the night shift, they will offer you dinner. So you go there, you get paid, and you also have dinner. So a lot of people will work. A lot of people, like half of the people that you can find, they will work only for the food. In a restaurant, you're working for the food and you get paid, and if you work it very properly, you might get tips. So it's a win-win situation for whoever works in a restaurant, which makes it very appealing and makes it hard for you to find a job there. Also, if you are the delivery guy, you might find the same deals. And if you work in a supermarket, this one is the one that is interesting, because if there is a day in which you are supposed to buy, and only that day, for example, like I said before, I only can buy on Thursdays. And the thing with the employees is that they get to buy on Fridays, which is usually, you buy everything that they sold during the week. So whatever they sold on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Wednesday, they will separate 20% usually, between 10 and 20% of whatever they sold on Monday. They will save it for Friday. And then on Friday, they will ask every employee how much money you want to spend of your salary for next month, or this month, or your next paycheck, how much money you want to spend. And then they will offer you, the amount of food that you can get on that Friday. And then all you need to do is sign the paper, and then you get it. And you didn't even make a line. And on top of that, you get 10% and sometimes 20% discount because you work there. So you don't have a line. And by the way, if you are a cashier, people will always find a way to tip you. Because if you are a cashier, and let's say that, I'm in the line and I'm allowed to take only one baby formula, but I need two. So I will ask the cashier, please, I need two, can I take that? And then, I might be able to pass a present or something. And if there is no camera and nobody's looking, she will tell me 2 or 3, and everybody else will get 1. So a lot of cashiers will get tips, and a lot of security guards will also make tips, bribes, and presents and gifts and everything, because let's say that you don't want to make the line, but you can blend yourself in with the next group. If the security guard, makes like a sign saying, yeah, come, and then you just run, and you put yourself into the line, and you didn't have to make the line. So because the people that have the authority to let you in or say that you were in the line or whatever are the security guards, and the people that allow you to pass something that you're not supposed to pass are the cashiers. So if you work in the supermarket, not only, like I said, you are getting bribes, not only you are getting presents, not only you're getting things that, most people can only work and get things on Mondays, for example, but you get everything that the supermarket got. So if on Monday they sold oil, and on Tuesday they sold sugar, and then on Wednesday they got coffee, and then toilet paper was sold on Thursday, and then on Friday they also had the flowers. You got everything. You don't need to pick. It's not like, okay, they're going to go with you, say, okay, you ended up in number 1, so you can only pick the things from Monday. Oh hell no, they will give you everything. So it's a very good deal. And on top of this one, they will also give you permission to take one family member from you. One family member, you write it down with their ID and everything, and they can come on Friday and not make the line, not stand in line, no nothing. They go on Friday with you, and then they pay everything, and then they also get half of the discount that you get. So if you get 20%, your family member chosen will get 10%. And if you get 10%, they will get 5% off. So basically, but you can only pick one person. You cannot put 10 people for your family or whatever. Oh hell no, they will tell you only one. And if you're not married, then, or your husband cannot come because he's working or whatever, then you gotta pick a brother or a sister. And if you're going to pick a brother or a sister, here are the things that nobody tells you. That if you pick a brother or a sister that has disabilities, then that is kind of like a waste. Because if your brother or sister has a disability, you can have them come until the day that they are supposed to come. So for example, let's say that theirs is number 5, so they are supposed to come on Wednesday. So what you do is you tell the manager, hey, that's my brother or sister and she has disability, so please put them in the first spot, and they will get the first spot. The first 20 spots are for people that are extremely elderly, meaning that they are, with their D, you can prove that they are 90 years or more. The second one is 85 years or more. And then the third one is people with disabilities. And usually these tickets are, let's say that if it is 500 tickets, these ones are only 20 tickets. They cannot give more than 20 tickets. However, if you have a family member that has any disability at all, like any, and they can prove it with anything, even if you have a small disability, you can still put them on the spot and they will go without making the freaking line. So they can go buy the thing on Wednesday and then they can run to someplace else. However, so that means that you are getting something on Wednesday for this person. But if you put them on Friday, they will get everything. But the one that you do not put, then they will have to make the line outside. And then that will be like hell for them. Because they will have to stand in line for hours, and sometimes they will have to stand in line before the night. So for example, if you have two brothers and they are both from Wednesday, one of them has a disability, you can make them come and go. They can make the shopping in 20 minutes. If you do not choose the one that has a disability, the other one, oh hell, for all I know, he will have to be there on Tuesday night, spend the night there, and try to get into the first 200 tickets, and he might not get a ticket at all. So, so it will depend. However, if your brother has an extreme disability, like really extreme disability, like, he can't go no matter what the hell, he just can't, then okay, then give him the ticket that he can go on Friday. Because, it's important that you know these things beforehand, because if the manager comes and all of a sudden he asks, yeah, I want to know who your favorite, who your family is going to be. He's not going to give you, hours or something to decide. He's just going to pass the list and then that's it. Whoever you choose, that's it. You cannot take it back. So you better have these already figured this one out. And also, let's say that you have 3 brothers and all of them are okay and none of them is disabled and whatsoever. And you pick your sister and your other 2 brothers are going to probably hate you, because you chose your sister over the other 2 brothers, or vice versa, or whatever. Because they're going to be kind of like, why did you pick her? I mean, I have to go and I have kids or whatever, and it will be a family drama thing. This is why some people will rather have no family member listed at all. And then what they do is, these people go kind of like, okay, I don't have a favorite brother. I can't do this. So they will go with your friend at the work. Let's say that you have your best friend is also the cashier there. You go there and say, hey, bestie, do you want this spot? I can sell it to you for half of the things that you buy. For him, you give it to me. I pay for it, but you give me the limit. So if you get 10 items, I pay 5, you pay the other 5, and we share that way. And then I will give you the spot to your husband, brother, whatever. I can give you my spot, but you have to give me half of whatever it is that they're going to buy. And that's the arrangement that most people do, because that way you can secure half of the things, and then you don't have to deal with the family drama, which is important. So your negotiation skills are going to be tested right now, because you literally have a few minutes to sign this. And if the other person backs down, as in they don't, they buy everything from themselves, and then the manager finds out that you were doing this behind their back or whatever, you are going to get fired. So it's about you trusting your bestie that they are going to keep their end of the deal, because you cannot force them. Once you write down that, that's it. And if the person doesn't, do anything, then you're screwed. By the way, that's happened. And then you're going to be with this person, working with them, knowing that they screw you over, but you can't tell on them, and it's going to create a hell of a nightmare. Which is why a lot of people just choose to not do anything. And some people will just go kind of like, okay, I'm doing this for a client and I'm selling it. That's it. And the client will give you, let's say, $10 for the spot. And so long as you work there, he's going to be there, but he only pays once. and then and then that's it. You don't have to deal with this drama anymore. But whatever it is that you are going to work for it, you need to have it already figured out, because you have a few minutes to work it out and then sign. And whatever the hell you do, you cannot take it back. And it's very, very important that you understand this one. And also about the food, like I said, if you work in a restaurant, like a fast food chain, like McDonald's or whatever, sometimes you might be able to eat several times while you're working. There are people that are doing that. So, for example, if you are making sandwiches because you work for Subway, then managers, not so much the employees per se, but managers and supervisors, they will eat 2 or 3 or 4 sandwiches, and you cannot do anything about it. This is why a lot of companies will keep track specifically for the plastic glasses. So if there are 50 things for drinking, and the cashier said that you sold 49, then you should have a plastic container left. If you don't have that container, then you can fire the person because they stole the plastic from you. So that means that they were drinking without permission and stuff like that. And the same with the sandwiches, they will have like containers and stuff. So what people will do is that sometimes they will cut, instead of how the sandwich is supposed to be cut in half, they will cut a small part. They will cut it in half, but they will cut a small part, and then that small part, like this, let's say this thick, like a thickness, that thing, they will just put it apart, and then they will grab it, and then that way, they will serve you the whole thing, but you won't notice that there are two, there is a small slice missing, and they will eat it. So, it's not a big deal, but this is what people will do, to try to deal with the food issues and stuff like that. And it is also something that you need to be aware of, is the fact that, like I said, baby food is going to drive you crazy the most. And like I said, anything related to food, related to kids, it's going to be your nightmare. And then the food, like I said, it's not just food, it's about you finding the thing for cooking it, the thing for the time, the schedule, and everything, and the seasoning and all of that all together. And sometimes finding something can take you a month. Yes, a full freaking month trying to get, for example, cooking oil. And this means that you want to have certain things that are too important to you ready for barter. Meaning that, somebody will barter something for them. Because, for example, for me, like I said before, it's ketchup. Ketchup is something that for most people is luxury, but for me, oh hell no, I can't cook. I don't eat without. Oh crap, not having ketchup for me, I just go kind of what the hell, So you might have that thing, that luxury thing that you cannot be without. So that one, like I said, if you work in a restaurant and then you are in the kitchen, you can actually make a bulk buying with other people. Let's say that you talk to the manager because you, Charlie, Jenny, and Adam, the 4 of you will like to buy, with the restaurant's permission, the bulk flour thing that can take 100 pounds. So each one of you will pay 1/4 for the restaurant, and the restaurant, can get it because it's a freaking restaurant. They will get it. So now you can get 25 pounds of flour without doing anything, because the restaurant will get it for you. All you need, is the manager approving, asking for 100 pounds of extra flour for next time that they deliver the flour, and this one they can give it to you. The thing is that when they do this, it will be one bag, like huge bag with 100 pounds. So you need small containers. You need to bring them to the restaurant, and then you need like a scale or something, and then the manager will give you each one in your container, and then you take it home. So at this point, you can trade that flour with somebody that you know, because obviously if you're going to trade that, and that doesn't have the packaging, it doesn't have the name of the brand, it doesn't have anything, and this flour, most people will be kind of like, what is that, cocaine or something? Is that drug? What the hell? That doesn't even, what? Oh hell no, you won't be able to trade it. However, if you say that to your brother or sister or your best friend, they already know that you work in a restaurant, and they know that you're getting the good deal, so you might be able to trade it with certain people. So if you find, because what the hell are you going to do with 25 pounds of flour for every week? I mean, come on, that's a hell of a lot of flour. So especially if you're eating in the restaurant, because then you don't need it. But like I said, you can trade it. And most people will do these, because if you trade it, you can trade it with somebody that does something with that flour. So for example, let's say that your cousin knows how the hell to make cakes. Then you give her the flour, and then you say, okay, you give me 2 cakes for this. You do everything, and then you bring me 2 cakes, by 2 days from now. And then you can have cakes for 2 days, because you are doing this. So it's very, very, very important that you keep in touch with people that are near you, and you have to ask them, where do they work? Because if they work at restaurants and stuff like that, they might be able to get all these things. But the thing is that most people will not do them unless somebody suggests this to the managers. Because it's not like the manager is going to, in the restaurant, is going to go, yeah, you know what? Today I decided to hold a meeting to ask you, what do you want? Oh, hell no. The managers won't do that. They don't have time. However, the employees, if they organize themselves, they will be able to do it. However, again, that means that you need the employees to talk, and you need the employees to think about it. Because, what happens if they don't want to do this? And everybody's like, no, hell no, I don't want to buy 25 pounds of flour. And then you're like, oh crap, I'm not going to buy 100, because the packages, like I said, you can't negotiate them. It's either 100 pounds or it's nothing. So then you're kind of like, oh crap, what the hell am I going to do with 100 pounds of flour? I can't buy that thing for myself, and I can't have it. So you might need to talk to somebody else, like a roommate. You talk to your roommate, and then you go, hey, my manager is asking me if I can do this, so you want 50 pounds, and then we can split it. I will pay the 100 pounds, but we can split it and stuff like that. So, and this brings the part about you being part of a system in which you may be scammed, because your friend might be able to tell you, yeah, I work in the restaurant, I can get you flour, so give me money. So you paid money to your friend, and your friend never shows up, because he already took the flour or whatever, and then he just disappear, and he will never give you the money. So a lot of scams will happen because of this one. So again, this is why negotiating is so important, and this is why trust is so important, and this is why you knowing people is so freaking important. Because even if you are rich, if the manager decides to buy that 100 pounds, and they say that it costs $100, if the manager decides to buy it so that you can get it to a rich person, that rich person is going to pay $500 instead of $100. So the manager just made $400 out of that one immediately. Which is why managers for certain things are always very, very thought after positions, because you can make a hell of a lot of money by selling things to rich people that will not go to the line, and they don't care, and they will have a chef at their house, and they don't care if that thing, because they have a space and they have everything to take care of, 100-pound, bag of flour and stuff like that. So this one is also important to understand. It's also one of the reasons why managers are going to be hated, and most managers are going to be kind of like in a position in which they can deny you access to the food, because if they don't like you or whatever, and then you're in the line, they can say something like, yeah, you know what, because this has happened, by the way. Like, for example, there was a manager one time in which there were three women. They were fighting over a package of something. I can't remember. I think it was a toilet paper thing, but it was the last one, and these three women were literally fighting. So the manager was in there, and the manager looked at the three women, and then he said, excuse me, and then he just grabbed the toilet paper, and then he said to the first person that he saw, which was not these three women, by the way, he saw a first person and then crossing nearby, and then he just gave that package to the other person, the one that wasn't there. And kind of like you were watching this fight, and then suddenly the manager just goes and hands this to you, and he says, you want it, yes or no? Take it or leave it, period. Go, pay for it, go, leave, that's it. And then he goes to the three ladies, and then he goes, no fighting over anything. If you can't share it, or you can't have it civiled, then you won't have it at all, not in my store, and stuff like that. So managers will have to deal with all kinds of people, and people that will be biting, people that will be, attacking with knives and stuff like that. And it's insane, the whole situation. So the managers usually, the people that handles the ticket and the people that handles the food, the managers and stuff, usually they will have, if they are a woman, they will have somebody that will do like a bodyguard, and if it is a guy, that guy better be, oh crap, that guy better knows how to handle this thing, because he will be very, 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 hell, for all I know, there are women that will hit the manager because he's a guy and he cannot fight you back, especially, because there are cameras or whatever, and then the woman can fight this in court and stuff. So, and at that point, cashiers who are women have to step up, because, if a woman steps up against another woman, then it's not, bad. And then, so you need a team in that is not only women in your side, or only men. If in this supermarket there are only men, oh, that supermarket is going to go to hell, because as soon as they have clients who are women, they will beat the shit out of them, and then they can sue them and stuff like that. So vice versa, if it is a woman, and the guy goes, even try to just go kind of like, I want to hit, oh crap, also, like I said, so you need a team that is kind of half women, half men. And the manager, like I said, it needs to look the part. If the manager is short and weak or whatever, then you need very good security guards. And the guy will better have a very, very strong kind of grip, because otherwise, like I said, oh crap, oh hell no. So, it's a kind of like a jungle thing in terms of things that go under, and you don't know until they kind of just develop, and you want to try to be aware of whatever the hell is happening, because you never know. and like I said, there are people that will quit their jobs as secretaries and stuff like that, because they will rather work as a cashier in a supermarket. Because of that, that way, you don't have to make the lines, you secure things and stuff like that. And if you work in a company like, let's say, Kellogg's, each employee, they will have one bulk, like a big box. Every quarter, you will get a big box filled with all the products from the company, and you can have discounts of all kinds and stuff like that. So these people, there are people that will quit their jobs to work in the factories, and that way they will get the boxes. They will get, they don't care if they get minimum wage, because they will get the boxes, and then the boxes, they are bulk, like like let's say 100 packages of cookies. Of course, you're not going to eat 100 packages of cookies. However, you will have somebody that you can sell that to. And let's say that in the supermarket, those 100 cookies is $100. You go home and then you publish in the groups, hey, I have it. It is for 80 or 75. And then you will have somebody that will give you the cash. And having that cash is worth it. You know, it's worth the difference. And sometimes that food, you can trade it for all other kinds of food, or you can give it as somebody else as presents and stuff like that. So it is very important that you understand this one. And it's also very important that you understand something else about gardens. When you have the gardens in your house without a fence, yeah, that garden is getting robbed. I have said it before, you know, so it's very, very, very important that you understand that if you have a house without a fence, people will just, you know, get into your lawn, get the garden, get the tomatoes, get whatever, and run or pick or whatever, and then they go, and then you don't have food either. And if you do have a fence, you need to be aware of the fact that people will still jump the fence, and then they will steal things from your garden. And not only that, but let's say that you want to plant fruit trees. If somebody finds out that you have fruit trees and they are small, they are going to take them from you. So if you plan on getting food from a fruit tree, you need to plant it now, when it is good times, because that way, when it is bad times, that fruit tree, you know, that takes 2 or 3 or 4 years to grow, it will already be too big for somebody to go and steal it. You know, who the hell is going to steal I don't know, let's say a 3-meter tree? You know, hell no. However, you might find yourself that, you know, they took all the apples. But even if they were going to take all of the apples, that still takes time, and, you know, it's not worth it. So you need to think about this now, because if somebody finds out that you have a tree that has apple trees, and it's a small tree, let's say 1 foot tall, like half a meter or something, they're going to just plug it out, and then they will take it, and then you do not have any tree at all. By the way, this happens a lot of the times and everywhere. So it's important to understand that when you are dealing with food, a lot of people will do a lot of tricky things, and you want to try to have connections and decisions beforehand. And for this is a skill. Not everybody can go to the manager, because they go kind of like, oh no, I can't talk to the manager. Why not? Well, because they will think I'm poor. They will think, oh my God. And even if they are starving, they will not talk to the freaking manager. And from the garden, I'm telling you this one because there is a lot of people that are thinking that they can grow the garden. They can start the garden, when it is hard times, and then you're going to be in for a long time. And by the way, if it is hard times, you need to have literally, you need to have 1 in every 8 people. 1 in every 8 people needs to have a big garden in their house in order for the city or everyone around you not to be starving. And you need at least 1 fruit tree for each house. And this is very, very, very important to understand. Because no fruit means a lot of things, in terms of food. Because fruits will also attract insects, and insects will attract pollination for the other small plants that you have. And it's kind of like the same as flowers. You also need a hell of a lot of flowers. in the garden. If you don't have flowers, you probably will not have insects. If you don't have insects, you won't have fruits, and vice versa. It's kind of like a cycle thing. And most people don't get it, especially in cities. And anyway, I'm just going to stop talking because I'm guessing that I already said a lot. So, if you have any questions or you want me to do a special video or something like that, I don't know, just place it in the comments. I do appreciate any ideas because, I already made a reproduction list on water, EDCs, shopping, nobody tells you about these things. I already did one in food, which is this one. I am creating a story from a fictional character, that I'm loading every week, every week or maybe 10 days, in which I talk about the character and situations that you may face during hard times, and then decisions and how to make them properly and stuff like that. And I also have other reproduction lists about stuff that I think is important. So I don't know, just let me know. Thank you.